Hollywood's so-called golden age has long been romanticized. Glamorous stars, dazzling premieres, and movies that define generations. But behind the lights and applause, Ron Howard reveals a darker reality. The stories he shares are not about scandal for entertainment. They are warnings about the cost of fame and the shadows that accompanied it. He describes a world where brilliance and cruelty often walked hand in hand, where charm could mask chaos and power shielded the guilty. Take Errol Flynn, the swashbuckling hero whose daring adventures thrilled audiences in the 1930s and 40s. On screen, he was fearless and magnetic. Off-screen, reckless and self-indulgent. Flynn's life became a study in extremes, luxury and indulgence, legal battles and excess. Charges involving two young women in 1942 revealed a man protected by fame and studios, a person whose reckless behavior was ignored as long as the cameras kept rolling. His life ended at 50, destroyed by addiction, excess, and an ego that refused limits. Howard sees Flynn as more than a cautionary tale. He is a symbol of Hollywood's moral compromises, the way the system could protect the wrong people while ignoring those harmed. Kirk Douglas represents another side of the golden age. On screen, he embodied heroism, courage, and justice. Behind the scenes, he was a force of intimidation, a man whose drive often became aggression. Crew members recall his volatility, his perfectionism that bordered on tyranny. Some stories, like those linked to Natalie Wood in the 1950s, remain unresolved but reflect the secretive, protective culture of Hollywood. Douglas's career reminds Howard that power unchecked can warp human behavior. Fame doesn't just elevate, it can shield, distort, and perpetuate fear. Then there is Faye Dunaway, whose icy precision and commanding presence on set mirrored the cruelty of the roles she played. Her talent was undeniable, yet stories of tantrums, humiliation, and emotional domination followed her. Howard explains that Dunaway exemplifies a quieter psychological control, showing that abuse does not always come through physical confrontation. It can be administered through ego, intimidation, and relentless perfectionism. Her career arc demonstrates how even brilliance paired with ruthlessness can isolate a person and eventually limit opportunities. John Wayne, the mythic cowboy, projected a symbol of rugged American virtue. Howard grew up idolizing him, only to later recognize the man behind the legend, a bully who wielded patriotism and masculinity as weapons. Crew members describe sets frozen in fear, colleagues marginalized, and an intolerance of dissent. Wayne's story highlights the way fame can not only obscure flaws but amplify them, presenting a carefully constructed persona while masking prejudice, intolerance, and cruelty. The filmmaker Roman Polanski represents perhaps the most chilling intersection of genius and moral failure. Celebrated for masterpieces like Rosemary's Baby, his criminal actions, particularly involving minors, reveal an industry willing to separate artistic brilliance from accountability. Howard recalls the cognitive dissonance of watching award celebrations while remembering victims whose lives were permanently altered. Polanski's exile and continued acclaim underscore Hollywood's ongoing struggle to reconcile talent with responsibility. Mickey Rooney's story, meanwhile, shows the human cost of fame itself. A child star who became America's highest-paid actor by 18, Rooney's charm concealed a life of personal chaos, manipulation, and emotional volatility. By the time he died, penniless and largely forgotten, his smile remained only on screen. The man behind it had endured decades of destruction, his life a cautionary tale of how relentless public adoration can mask private devastation. For Howard, these accounts are not salacious gossip. They are lessons. The golden age wasn't golden at all. It was a system built on silence, power, and the protection of those who dazzled most brightly. Stars became both icons and warnings, reminders that fame alone cannot shield the innocent nor excuse cruelty. He concludes with a simple truth. The most terrifying monsters in Hollywood were never in horror films. They were the ones the spotlight protected, leaving countless victims in the shadows.